Hi, welcome to our review of The Lighthouse. We've not spoken about it at all since we watched it. You watched it, what, about 2 days ago?
Saturday night, yeah, 2 days ago.
And I watched it on Monday night, Sunday or Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
William Dafoe, Robert Pattinson are on a lighthouse for a month, or they're meant to be there for a month.
Yeah.
To look after the White House. The White House? The Lighthouse?
White House.
The White House to protect
Robert
the president.
Pattinson and protect the president.
And stuff starts to go wrong.
Maybe that's what's in the Lighthouse.
Maybe.
Anyway,
and they basically are trapped there for a certain amount of time and shit goes wrong. The main sort of pull of it is you never quite know what's going on.
Yeah.
The whole film's filmed in black and white, and it's what, I can't remember, was it 4:3 ratio, so it's very, very small. To me, it's like, I've banged on about them loads, but the old, BBC, I don't know if it's like The Whistle and I'll Come For You, those old BBC ghost story black and white shows at Christmas.
Yeah.
It reminded me of a lot of that.
It's a kind of like a period piece, but not like normal period pieces. It's filmed exactly like the period of time that it's set.
Yeah, there's a little bit of CGI, but apart from that, if that wasn't in it, this could have been from 40 years ago, when you wouldn't think anything of it. You go, oh, there's nothing crazy in it.
It was really well made in that way, because it did completely transport you back in time to that point in time.
To be honest, I think visuals, acting, everything is amazing. I think the only thing people might sort of get a bit funny on is obviously the story, sort of the pace of it and things like that. But you can't add... The only thing at the start when I first... Well, I've only watched it once, but I thought Robert Pattinson's accent was a bit funny at the start. God damn it, I can't hear no more! And I'm like, hold on, he's sort of doing Irish, English, American.
I was imagining what... Because I was told it was set in Wales, or based on a story set in Wales. So I was imagining... So Thingy's voice, Willem Dafoe's voice kind of was quite Plymouthien, quite like... piratey.
Yeah, he's like more like a classic sea captain. So
I was thinking, right, he's just from there. He could be from anywhere pretty much because he travels around loads. But Robert Pattinson's voice was kind of like, sounded like Boston. Like, kind of like Boston, kind of Irish.
But then it would sort of slip round.
It would mess around a bit.
And at some point,
I thought his acting was really good.
No, it's really good. But then I looked into it, and it's a very specific accent for a very small region in America, or maybe even Canada. It's just they picked this specific accent, and he's basically got it down perfectly. But obviously, we're not massively used to it, so you kind of like. I don't even see There Will Be Blood. You know, Daniel Day-Lewis.
No.
So his accent, a lot of it, I was like, oh, he sounds like he kept hopping between things, whereas Defoe was very much the same all the way through.
He was very good, but he was doing more of a classic sort of sea dog. You know, we can all do that accent.
Yeah, and he even Patterson says later on, he's like, you're like a parody, because he is literally just like the old salty sea dog with the leg. We're just gonna have to dive into like the madness of it.
We're gonna have to go into it.
Sort of skipping towards the end, but without there's gonna be spoilers. But you just mentioned The Shining. But when he's running around the axe, and when he's got the funny leg, and it's like The Shining when he's dragging his leg, and then the music goes like tap 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 tap. Because the rest of the time it's like that foghorn.
Yeah.
But in The Shining, I'm sure there's a very similar that weird.
I only took them going completely insane as my inspiration for saying it's like The Shining.
Well, it's also a bit dready. It's dread.
Yeah.
It's not really scary. It's just like a bit uneasy. But I thought a lot of it was really fucking funny. Like
there was a lot of you're right. But it's not hard to make it funny when you put something silly in something so serious.
But
because that was the thing. It was like you found him at lobster.
Yeah, the whole scene.
And that scene was very, very funny. But like it was funny because everything around it was so serious.
Yeah, and at the end he's just like, okay, I like your cooking. Like,
that was
scene, and it's like,
yeah.
This is fucking. It's very.
He's like, all right, I like your lobster.
It's just a funny comedy when like he's on the fucking painting the lighthouse, and even that when he falls off it, and it's kind of just a bit silly.
Yeah.
And him smashing the seagull to bits.
That was
like shocking. You're like, this is because he doesn't fucking stop. He's like really going at it.
Obviously. Some animal has been hurt in the making of this film.
No, they were rubber ones, they said.
They were rubber ones?
Yeah. So, again, we're all over here with the story, but I didn't realise till after watching it that the seagull had one eye.
Oh, right. No, I think I did maybe
So that's meant to be the guy who was killed on the light, where he finds the head in the bucket.
Yeah.
Also, how good's when he throws the shit in the water and it all flicks back in his face.
Yeah, but like he's a bit of a you just saw that knowing that was going to happen. He's holding them like that, and it's like
why
there's no way to do that.
So
just go to low and then just turn them like that. You know? Yeah. But it was weird. Anyway, I get that.
A lot of it was funny.
There was a lot of funny parts to it. I think the acting was absolutely fantastic, and the dialogue was also very good. I don't think there was any part in the dialogue where I was like, "Oh, it doesn't seem natural" or anything like that. like 80% of it was all really done very well.
Yeah, you bought into it like straight away.
Yeah, completely. I was so immersed in it.
And I think even the first shot of them really where they look at the camera.
Yes.
So they look at, and you kind of like, oh shit, they look at like it draw. They're looking at the boat, obviously behind you. Obviously, like you're not really there, but
it looked like the picture that was taken of like two explorers setting out on a journey sort of thing, and it was it just looks so much like the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like so they're all stood at I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. What do you really think is going on? Because I've heard so many different things. Some are quite like on the nose. Where you think, well, it must be this, or is it this, or
There is literally no way of saying it must be anything because there's so many different things it could be, and this is my main flaw of the film, and my main like criticism is that it's not like, oh well, it could be this thing or it could be this thing. It's like it could be a mermaid or it could just be going crazy, but we'll leave that down to you. It's like it could be a mermaid, it could be the water, it could be the kerosene, it could be the guilt, it could be the fucking tentacles, it could be the magic monster in the fucking lighthouse. There's so many things that it could be, and I feel like the director couldn't pick one, and so he went, let's shove them all in there. And I'd like to see one refined a little bit more.
See, like that to me is like the complete opposite, where I think that's a big strength of it, where there's so many different ways of interpreting what's going on.
But there's no payoff to it.
No, because it's one to talk. Like after watching it, I've been thinking about it so much. But
by the end of it, it was just Prometheus. It was just the story.
No.
of Prometheus.
Well, that was more like a visual thing at the end.
But by ending it like that, it's just the tale of a guy wanting to know what's going on in there so much that he goes crazy. He sees what it is. The light blinds him, and he falls down. And it basically is just a retelling of that story. So it makes all the mermaid, the guilt of his murder, everything else completely unnecessary.
No, because I think
it adds to it.
Well, going back to The Shining, it's like, well, how does Jack get out of the freezer in The Shining?
No, I'm not.
Because there's loads of parts of that film where you're like, it's not really. But it's not explained.
No, it's not explained.
Nothing supernatural ever happens in that film.
But there's Shining. Well, The Shining. Well, yeah, there's a kid that can speak to other people, and the guy
no, apart from that, but all the other stuff is you don't know it's
that's what's
actually
really good
happening.
about The Shining, because there's one aspect of there are supernatural things that go on in this world that exist in this reality. So the dad is possessed by the monster, or possessed by. But that's it. But that's what the thing is. The thing is the fact that there are supernatural things that go on. The black guy explains it in The Shining, and he says there are people who have the able to get in touch with it. But I'm saying The Shining had one note.
That just means
The Shining had one note that they sort of went, right, it's that, or he's going insane. But like with this, it was like it's this, it's this, it's this, it's this. It could be this, it could be this, it could be this, or it could be none of them.
That's what I liked. It was,
but it didn't. But I wasn't going away going, wow, that was a mystery. I wonder if it was that. And then having like an argument between me and you going, was he crazy, or was it the mermaid? Do you think it was the mermaid, or do you think it was crazy? It was like, or do you think it was this? Or this.
No, but that's what I like about it. I like having there's no cut and dry answers to it.
There's no cut and dry answers because it all makes no sense.
Well, it kind of makes. I heard one the other day because literally after I'd watched it, because I've not looked at any reviews because I just don't want to know. And then someone was like, "Well, they're the same person. There's only one person on the. Why is there two people? They both got the same name. They're both the same person. There's a guy going mad.
Yeah.
And Willem Dafoe's like the other part of his brain. He's killing part of himself.
When they were like, "But I'm Tom."
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. But just constantly arguing back at each other, going like, repeating each other, like, "No, you, no, you, no, you. What? But and it's like it could be. It could be
that. But it's like us talking about Lost. Like us watching the first season of Lost and then discussing and going, what could it be? And all the things that it turned out, all the questions we wanted to know about weren't answered, and the questions and all the cool things that they're putting in there, like, oh, it's a mermaid. It's like, wow, cool, that mermaid's really cool. I wonder if she's going to come back to it. No, she's not going to come back to it. It doesn't make a difference. Nothing fucking matters with that. Oh, like the polar bear.
No, because it's
the same thing. It's like all the questions that are asked are really interesting, but none are answered, and not even like they're not even touched upon again.
Well, no. I think every part in is interpreted. It's like the mermaid's throughout. It's like he finds the Scrimshaw thing in the bed, and then it's throughout, and that's obviously.
But it cuts off because they sort of start going on the Curse of the Seabird route. They don't go. They sort of like they keep finding all these different mythologies and these different tales to go down, and it's like, don't kill a seabird, and it's like they circle that one and go, that's a cool one. We could use that. Mermaids, sirens.
No, because they're common tropes. They're like the mermaid. Yeah.
But they don't all deserve to be in one film.
See,
and I think there's too many in one film.
I liked how every little thing was like, you think, because literally when he starts cursing, fucking Willem Dafoe's cursing Patterson about his cooking, and he's like, I call Poseidon. He does like a 2-minute monologue.
Yes, that was amazing.
And I was like, Poseidon's going to come. Like, I was like, maybe he does have some sort of... Because what are those, when you see the tentacles and shit? It's like, maybe that's true. And then it plays... Also, by the way, how good is he when he's getting buried, by the way?
Yeah,
and he's still going. He's like, I was like, is that chocolate? Like, what? He's like chewing it. He's like, nom, nom, nom.
Oh my God, do you think it was chocolate? I always thought it was dirt, but it could have been chocolate.
Well, I was thinking because he's like literally like he's chewing it, trying to get it out of his mouth.
It's disgusting, but it's fantastic. Actually, he's so good in it. Like, that's the thing. Like, I wish that they'd have just gone down one of the routes and just gone like, don't fuck with birds, or don't fuck, or like the mermaid. The mermaid was the one that was most interesting to me because it happened right at the start, and I was like, that's cool. That was the first like interesting thing that happened. This birds came later. You know, he found the mermaid statue, and he started thinking about it.
Yeah, you became obsessed with it.
Yeah, he became obsessed with it. But then there was also the guilt of the murder of the other guy.
But then it's like, but again, it's like, did he? Because one way he tells it when he's spilling his beans, and it's like. Oh yeah, well I sort of saw him and he fell in and I didn't help him.
Yeah, you didn't
but
help
then
him.
there's other ones where you can see him sneaking in behind. It's like, well, but
and he was having that fight with Willem Dafoe at the end, and he saw it and he sort of looked up like that.
Yeah,
like part of me was thinking, is Willem Dafoe just the fucking guy that he kills?
Yeah, but then it's
and he's just living it through again in his mind.
Was Willem Dafoe killed the other lighthouse keeper guy before?
Yeah, I think Willem. Well,
or was it the other guy? Was it Patterson? You don't.
This is the thing, right? Like, none of the questions even have strong enough theories behind them to discredit the other ones because one discredits another.
See, I just love it. To me, it's like all those. Obviously, I know I love like all like mysteries and shit. And I've listened to so many lighthouse mystery stories, like true ones. And I thought it was going to be. There's a very famous one where two lighthouse keepers was trapped on a thing.
I think it is the one that you said.
Where like, one of them kills the other one, and he puts him in a
coffin
and hangs it on the outside of the thing, and then it breaks open, and then whatever. And I think that's what it was based on. But I love all. I just like all the. I don't know. It really worked for me. Like the whole. It was, to me, it was like a weird British BBC Christmas ghost story where it's like the lighthouse key, you could cook whatever, and it's like, is the ghost, I just loved all of it.
I understand that you don't, I don't know.
I don't have to have answers, basically. Certain films
I
do want.
I agree. I don't want answers to everything. I just want there to be less questions and more answers. Like, I'd like there to be, instead of there being, because honestly, I've written down so many things that it could have been, and like so many things that they put in there. Not like these aren't like interpretations or conspiracies. This is just like, this is literally what they've put in front of my face. This Curse of the Seabird. I know I've gone through this before. Curse of the Seabird, tentacles in the lighthouse, the water, because the water could have affected it because the water changes each time. Like, who killed that seabird?
Why did they leave it open? Like, I was really insistent. I was like, why are you leaving it open, you dickheads?
The mermaid. Defoe's it could be Defoe's superstition manifesting in his own brain subconsciously. I thought it could.
But then the whole thing with Defoe also lying about his leg or changing his story about his leg.
Yeah, no.
It's like 3 or 4 different.
I think Defoe's mad. I mean, like it's clear that they're both. Defoe sent the other guy insane. It's very clear.
And either killed him or he jumped into the sea or something. Yeah.
And also having or something like that, but like
and farting. But we didn't mention farting.
The farting.
But what's weird is I hate farting and things. Like, it's not my kind of thing. But then it worked because it was like it drove Thingy so mad. It's like the fucking fart, and he just does it in the proper like.
And the masturbation. There's so much masturbation going on.
And he fucking shags Willem Dafoe.
Does he?
100% he does.
But does he?
Because when he's got on the dog lead. He's punching around. He goes, right, roll over.
Yeah,
and then it cuts to later on.
Well,
there you go. It's again. I think he raped him or shagged him.
I thought that potentially, but he did say roll over. But then he was going to make him walk him out.
I got the impression that
to go and put him.
But I think the biggest thing in the film is this. When I was watching it, I don't know. It's like barely half an hour in. They're like, right, today's our last night.
Yeah.
But because it's also dark.
Yeah, it's about half an hour.
It's before the halfway point.
No, it's about halfway.
Yeah,
I remember.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. And because how it's filmed, I got the impression that they've probably been there maybe 3 or 4 days. Like, potentially they could have been there for a week, but because the guy's constantly doing work, Patterson is, but nothing seems to be really getting done. It's like he's just running around with his wheelbarrow in a circle in the rain. It's like nothing's. I say it could be a week. It's weird, but it really messes you up. Your brain's like, oh, what's going on? Everything's full of water. Everything's not full of water. Like.
I completely. It could have been like I thought that a month didn't seem that long when I first saw it, and then obviously when the month went by so fast, then I was like, oh, it could be another month. That's fine. But then obviously when they have to start drinking because there's no water, and just part of me also feel like, did Willem Dafoe just destroy the water because he wasn't drinking it because he wanted a drinking buddy?
Well, because Willem Dafoe never drinks water. That's the thing. He only ever drinks things, and he's buried all the.
Did he want a drinking buddy? Is that what he wanted instead? So did he poison the water knowing that Robert Pattinson wouldn't drink it?
Just to get, probably get drinking. And also the fact that, I don't know, Defoe's just constantly trying to make Patterson go mad. Like, he's like, you smashed the lifeboat up, the rowing boat.
Yeah.
But you've just seen Defoe do it. They go inside and he goes, why have you done that? And it's like, wait, what? Yeah. But I think sort of the idea of that maybe it's one person might be maybe it's one person who had the other person who they killed, and now this is him trying to sort of fix himself, like trying to get over. He's just murdered someone. It's the guilt thing.
So there was no relief.
Yeah,
and there was no. So like I'm saying, like he's been actually on there for that. I don't know. Yeah,
he's been on for a month, and there's the other thing where Defoe's like, "You just made this up. You've made me up. You're probably in Canada still, walking through the snow, freezing." And I was like, "Shit, is he walking like?"
No, that's it. I felt the same way.
At the end, it could have been he just there in like the snow, freezing.
More and more questions, and none of it even is slightly alluded to. I can't say I didn't enjoy watching it. I just didn't enjoy the last 20 minutes when none of it paid off.
See, to me, it really fucking did.
Because, well, to me, I was just like, oh, right, so he's dead now, but we don't get to see which... Well, no, it just turned out, like... It feels like, to me, the last thing in the film was the answer.
No,
like...
Well, no, because he looks in the light, he falls on the stairs, and then it cuts to, then suddenly he's like on the beach, and he's being eaten by this.
But like
it's the proof his liver gets eaten out every day or whatever it is.
Yeah, but like that's what. So that's the. So to me, that's what it was all about, because that's the last final message of the film. Was like, this is what it's about.
No, but that doesn't explain anything. No, because this is just he stole fire from the gods. That's not what he's done.
Because right at the last minute, because he tried to find the fire of the gods, and he was too. He wanted to know too much that it drove him insane.
No, but Defoe's not. What is Defoe the gods?
Yes,
is
because Defoe is Defoe is his superior. So
yeah,
in that
kind
way,
of is, but it's weird that it kind of feels.
Well, he is.
He orders him around. He's like, you can take this whole lighthouse apart and polish the nails and build it all back together.
He's the wiki assistant or whatever. But what I thought was quite funny was like, obviously Willem Dafoe's just like, apparently in the manual it says, it says that they're both supposed to go up there.
Yeah, but he won't.
But he's just like, I'm not letting you go there. It's just obviously it's because he's just got the easiest job. He's like, no, I'll tell you what, I'll handle the lighthouse. You do everything else.
Yeah. You're cleaning out the shit pots and stuff.
But I suppose, but the thing is, it just, never mind. I said all my pieces that I disliked about it. It was just the ending that made me think.
See, I've been struggling to think of what film it is or what book it is, but it's a bit like Lovecraftian. Because I actually thought when I saw the tentacles on the trailer, I was thinking, Lovecraft, I was like, is Cthulhu going to fucking turn up? Like, especially when Defoe's like beside him and he's like fucking him, but not fucking him and beating him up on the floor and he transforms into things. And a lot of H.P. Lovecraft is when you learn the truth, you go insane. Basically, like it's like the Bloodborne does it. They play Bloodborne. It's all Lovecraft, but it's like the Eldritch truth, and it's basically what if a human ever really understands the universal gods, you lose your mind, and then you become like obsessed with it. And to me, it was like the truth is in the lighthouse, but it's too much for the mind to comprehend.
No, I completely get that. Yeah.
Also, the best shot in the movie is when he's got his shoes in his back pockets. And he's creeping up the corridor. It's a really great shot. But it's just cool, but he's got his shoes. And then Willem Dafoe, like, that's a queer way of wearing shoes. And it's like, you're lying on you. How did you see it? It's like, in the back pocket.
You can't have a gun on a table without that gun going off. In the first act, without that gun going off.
Oh, at the end.
Yeah. And that fucking knife wasn't
used. When it snaps off a bit, you're like, that's a good stabbing knife.
Yeah. Like, and I'm like, he's going to get a knife. The knife's in his pocket. The knife's coming out all the time.
But did you see the other knife? So when they first walk in and you've got like a little window and you've got like a picture of a boat on the wall and you're on the table, the dinner table, and there's a knife stuck like to the right of the window. And it's like, and how it's put is like, it's got a great shadow on it as well. And I was like, oh, that knife's going to come in later on. Yeah. And then later on, when everything gets destroyed, the knife's gone. I was like, damn that knife.
Yeah,
like,
but that's what I mean. Like, the knife wasn't even used. But I was like, but when he got him in the arm with that thing, I thought that knife's coming out and it's going right in Willem Dafoe's face. But instead, it was just like, oh no, back to the axe in the face.
Yeah, bosh. And should we discuss the doors? It's been 20.
Okay, shit. Yeah, I didn't realise that time has flown by.
But how long's it been, Mark?
Yeah, I know. How long has it been on this rock? How long has it been?
2 weeks.
Been here for
2 days. 2 months.
Spill your beans. What's your score?
I'm going to give it an 8.
Okay. That's. I mean, you enjoyed it thoroughly, and you don't mind.
I kind of first watched it, I was like 7.5, 7.6, and then it's really stuck with me, and I think I'm happily 8, but I just really, really enjoyed it, and I'd probably watch it at Christmas. So it's like
watch it at Christmas.
It's like just creepy.
I'd watch it again to see anything that I've not picked up on.
Yeah.
But I don't know if even if I did pick up on a thing, I don't know if it would even help any of my questions that I'm having.
Yeah.
I understand that obviously not every film has to have an ending and a definitive answer to it, but the amount of questions that came up, I don't care for. So I'm going to give it a 5.5.
5.5, so what's that?
What did you say? 8. 8 and 5.5 is...
6.25. So just to confirm...
I'm fairly sure... Yeah, 6.25.
So just to check, Mike, you're saying that Captain Marvel was better than Lighthouse?
Yeah. No,
that's fine.
I am, to be honest, because the Lighthouse, Captain Marvel actually had a plot. I understand that this was good, and I'm not saying this was shit. It's just that at the end of it, I came away from it thinking, right, was that a waste of my time? In fact, I agree. 5.5 is a bit unfair because of all the... but I'm saying because
average.
But because of all the effort, the cinematography and the intertextuality and all the stuff like that, the production design was amazing on it. And that is a bit unfair for that. But it's
you have to enjoy it. Yeah,
but it's just the story. It's above average for me because I completely agree that it was a masterpiece in filmmaking. But, I mean... It's just using old methods of filmmaking, so I can't go, oh yeah, you did an amazing job. It's just because that's what they did back in the day anyway.
Also, just
I'm not going to go through and watch 100 films now because I love the way that was. I mean, are you going to go back and watch loads of old films?
But I liked it because it was a more obviously
because it was something refreshing.
I think slightly modern.
But I don't think that makes it necessarily clever.
Because I'm not saying it's clever because it looks old, but I think it was for the mood. But just going back to the the aspect ratio, which I really noticed is, do you know when you're watching films and like say if you got like the bars above, like you've got like widescreen, it tends to be the blackest part of the screen is never as black as the bars.
I completely agree with what.
But in this,
I thought it was really cool.
It made it. God, darker. This is black.
Yeah,
it's like the blackest black I've ever seen on TV.
But I think it was a trick because obviously it wasn't like it was just because they had.
I feel that was purposely like.
No, purposely done, 100%. But like they had obviously they dictated what the bars colour would be.
Yeah.
So they just went, well, let's just make it a grey instead of like a 99%.
It's still very black, but it's definitely less. It's because normally you always have, even in like Star Wars, it's got space. You can always tell the black to the black. Whereas this was like. When they were on the sat around the table, around them was just the abyss.
I completely agree, and that's what I mean. Like, I feel really bad saying that.
No, but if it's got to be a good story that's going to grab you. Like,
and the story, the people going crazy. Yeah, I'm all up for that. But it's the other things that they threw in there, and they didn't. I don't know if they stuck with one thing and they just went, "Is it a mermaid or is he crazy?" I'd been like, yes, cool. Is it a mermaid or is it crazy? Joe, do you think it's a mermaid or do you think it's crazy? No, but that doesn't explain
so much. If it's like, well, okay, let's say there is a mermaid, but that still doesn't explain what's going on in the film. That doesn't...
But nothing explains what's going on in the film aside from they're going crazy. And that's literally it. But they're not going crazy so that I'm not challenged anyway. I'm just going, they're going crazy.
No, but it's
I can see they're going crazy.
No, because it's why... It's how... It's like, well, okay... Is Defoe a murderer to day one? Is Patterson a murderer? Are they the same person? How long have they been there for?
I don't think
what's in the light?
No, well, yeah, but what's in the light? Yeah, what's in the light? 100%. Yeah, all these questions are.
Well, it might be literally
there.
nothing.
Yeah, that's
and it could be the fact that
he's just insane.
Defoe's
he's just looking at a bright light. He's just looking, obviously.
Patterson,
it's going to burn your eyes.
Patterson is so obsessed with knowing what it is, even when he finds out it's just a light. That's enough for him. It pushes him over the edge. But that's what I mean. I say I just like certain things. So I just like a bit of mystery. So I'm giving it an 8. You're giving it
5.5.
6.25 beans.
2.25 beans. Yeah.
Thanks a lot for watching.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Have you ever felt like this? Have strange things happen? Are you going round a twist? Have you ever felt like this? Have strange things happen? Are you going round a twist? Well, have you heard the word about the bird and the spider? It wiggled and wriggled and jiggled inside. Well, have you ever felt like this? Have strange things happen? Are you going round a twist? Have you ever felt like this?
Dance, Winslow! Are you